Welcome. If you're preparing for Java coding interviews at top product-based companies like Amazon, Adobe, or Oracle, you know the coding round is unavoidable. These interviews focus on core problem-solving skills, not just random trivia. In this video, we'll walk through 30 of the most frequently asked Java interview questions, each with beginner-friendly explanations. By mastering these patterns, you'll be well ahead of the competition. Let's set the stage for your interview success by understanding what really matters: pattern recognition, clean code, and solid fundamentals. Ready to dive in? Let's get started. Companies rarely ask completely random questions. Instead, most interview problems revolve around a handful of core patterns: arrays, strings, hashmaps, sliding windows, stacks, queues, and two-pointers. The real difference between average and strong candidates is not intelligence, but the ability to recognize these patterns quickly. In this video, we'll break down each pattern with real interview questions so you can see exactly how to approach them. Understanding these patterns is your shortcut to interview success. Start with a classic: reversing a string without using built-in functions. This question tests your understanding of the two-pointer technique and in-place swapping. You'll need to convert the string to a character array, then swap characters from both ends until you meet in the middle. Interviewers use this to check your grasp of basic string manipulation and clean coding style. It's simple, but it reveals a lot about your fundamentals. Next up is finding the first non-repeated character in a string. This is a classic hashmap problem. You'll need to count the frequency of each character, then iterate to find the first one that appears only once. This question checks your ability to use maps efficiently, preserve order, and iterate with purpose. It's a staple in interviews because it tests both your logic and your knowledge of Java collections. Checking if a string is a palindrome is a favorite in both beginner and advanced interviews. The goal is to determine if the string reads the same forwards and backwards. This question tests your ability to use the two-pointer technique and handle edge cases. It's a quick way for interviewers to see if you can traverse strings efficiently and write clear, logical code. Finding duplicate elements in an array is one of the most repeated array questions. You'll use a hash set to track scene elements and print any duplicates you encounter. This question is all about understanding set behavior, time complexity, and efficient lookups. Interviewers love it because it quickly reveals your grasp of Java collections and your approach to common problems. Finding the largest element in an array is deceptively simple. You iterate through the array, keeping track of the maximum value. Interviewers use this to evaluate your confidence, code clarity, and how you handle corner cases. It's a basic question, but your approach says a lot about your coding habits. Finding the second largest number in an array is a step up in complexity. The best solutions do this in one traversal, without sorting. You keep track of both the largest and second largest values as you iterate. This tests your ability to optimize for O(n) time and avoid unnecessary operations. Interviewers want to see if you can write efficient, elegant code. Counting the frequency of characters in a string is a common interview question. You'll use a hash map to map each character to its count. This question checks your understanding of frequency mapping, map operations, and iterative logic. It's a great way to demonstrate your comfort with Java's collection framework. To check if two strings are anagrams, you sort both strings and compare them. This question tests your ability to use arrays, sorting, and string processing. Clean decomposition of the problem is key here. Interviewers want to see if you can break down the task and use Java's built-in tools effectively. Generating the Fibonacci series is a classic test of loop understanding and variable transitions. You start with two numbers and build the sequence by summing the previous two. This question is great for demonstrating logical thinking and your ability to manage variables in a loop. Checking if a number is prime is a staple in interviews. The optimized approach checks divisibility up to the square root of the number. This question tests your understanding of loops, conditionals, and optimization. Interviewers notice when you avoid unnecessary iterations, so always look for ways to improve efficiency. Sliding window pattern is crucial for solving many array and string problems efficiently. It involves maintaining a window of elements and moving it across the data structure to find optimal solutions. This technique is especially useful for problems involving subarrays or substrings. Mastering this pattern will help you solve a wide range of interview questions with confidence. Stacks and queues are fundamental data structures in Java. Stacks follow the last-in, first-out (LIFO) principle, while queues use first-in, first-out (FIFO). Many interview questions, such as evaluating expressions or managing tasks, rely on these structures. Understanding how to implement and use stacks and queues efficiently is essential for coding interviews. Two-pointers technique is a powerful tool for solving problems involving arrays and strings. By maintaining two indices that move towards each other, you can efficiently solve tasks like reversing arrays, checking palindromes, or finding pairs. This approach reduces time complexity and makes your code cleaner. Hash maps are a core part of Java's collection framework. They allow you to store key-value pairs and provide constant time lookups. Many interview questions, such as counting frequencies or finding unique elements, rely on hash maps. Understanding how to use them efficiently is a must for any Java developer. Recursion is a technique where a method calls itself to solve a problem. It's especially useful for tasks like traversing trees, solving puzzles, or generating combinations. Interviewers often test your ability to write recursive solutions and handle base cases correctly. Mastering recursion will make you a more versatile problem solver. Binary search is an efficient algorithm for finding elements in sorted arrays. By repeatedly dividing the search interval in half, you can locate items in O log n time. This technique is a favorite in interviews because it tests your understanding of search algorithms and your ability to write efficient code. Traversing arrays efficiently is a core skill for Java interviews. Whether you're searching for elements, calculating sums, or finding patterns, knowing how to iterate with for loops, while loops, or enhanced for loops is essential. Interviewers look for candidates who can write clear, efficient traversal code. Manipulating strings is a common requirement in Java interviews. Tasks like reversing, concatenating, or splitting strings test your understanding of Java's string class and related methods. Clean and efficient string manipulation is a sign of strong fundamentals. Handling edge cases is critical in interviews. Whether it's empty arrays, null values, or unexpected input, interviewers want to see that you think about all possible scenarios. Writing robust code that doesn't break under unusual conditions sets you apart as a thoughtful developer. Clean code is more than just working code. It's about readability, maintainability, and simplicity. Interviewers look for candidates who write code that others can understand and maintain. Use meaningful variable names, consistent formatting, and clear logic to make your code stand out. Your approach to solving problems matters as much as the solution itself. Interviewers want to see how you break down complex problems, plan your solution, and communicate your thought process. Practice explaining your logic clearly and step by step. Optimization is about making your code faster and more efficient. Interviewers appreciate candidates who look for ways to reduce time and space complexity. Always consider if there's a more optimal way to solve the problem and be ready to explain your choices. Interviews can be stressful, but confidence goes a long way. Stay calm, think through the problem, and don't rush your solution. Interviewers notice candidates who handle pressure well and maintain a positive attitude throughout the process. Arrays are the foundation of many interview questions. Understanding how to declare, initialize, and manipulate arrays is essential. Practice common operations like searching, sorting, and modifying arrays to build your confidence. Strings are immutable in Java, which means every modification creates a new object. Understanding this concept helps you write efficient code, especially when dealing with large amounts of text. Use String Builder for heavy modifications to improve performance. Hash sets are perfect for tracking unique elements and detecting duplicates. They provide constant time operations for add, remove, and contains. Many interview questions, like finding duplicates or unique values, are best solved with hash sets. Linked hash map preserves the insertion order of elements, making it ideal for problems where order matters. For example, finding the first non-repeated character in a string is easier with linked hash map. Understanding when to use different map types is a valuable skill. Sorting is a common requirement in interviews. Whether you're sorting arrays, lists, or custom objects, knowing how to use Java's built-in sorting methods is crucial. Practice sorting with arrays sort and collections sort, and understand how to implement custom comparators. Stacks are used in many interview questions, from evaluating expressions to backtracking problems. Understanding how to push, pop, and peek elements is essential. Practice common stack problems to build your confidence. Queues are used for managing tasks, processing data streams, and breadth-first search algorithms. Knowing how to add, remove, and peek elements in a queue is important for many interview questions. Practice using Java's queue interface and related classes. Some problems can be solved with either recursion or iteration. Understanding the pros and cons of each approach helps you choose the best solution. Recursion is elegant but can lead to stack overflow, while iteration is often more efficient for large datasets. Binary search isn't just for finding elements in arrays. It's also used for problems like finding the first or last occurrence, searching in rotated arrays, or optimizing solutions. Practice applying binary search to different scenarios to deepen your understanding. Sliding window pattern is especially useful for problems like finding the maximum sum subarray, longest substring without repeating characters, or minimum window substring. Practice these examples to master the technique. Consistent practice is the key to mastering Java coding interviews. Focus on understanding the underlying patterns and practicing a variety of problems. Over time, you'll develop the intuition to recognize and solve new challenges quickly. Approach interviews with a growth mindset. Mistakes are opportunities to learn and improve. Stay curious, ask questions, and focus on continuous improvement. Interviewers appreciate candidates who are eager to learn and adapt. Clear communication is essential in interviews. Explain your thought process, ask clarifying questions, and walk through your solution step by step. Good communication can make a strong impression, even if you don't get every answer right. Readable code is easy to understand and maintain. Use consistent formatting, meaningful variable names, and clear logic. Interviewers value candidates who write code that others can easily follow. Receiving feedback is part of the interview process. Listen carefully, stay open-minded, and use feedback to improve your skills. Every interview is a learning opportunity, regardless of the outcome. The best way to prepare for interviews is consistent, focused practice. Work through the 30 questions covered in this video, understand each solution, and revisit challenging topics. Over time, you'll build the confidence and skills needed to excel. Recognizing patterns is the secret to solving interview problems quickly. Instead of memorizing solutions, focus on understanding the underlying techniques. This approach will make interviews feel less random and more predictable. You don't need to solve thousands of problems to crack Java interviews. Focus on strong fundamentals, pattern recognition, and consistent practice. Clean coding habits and clear communication will set you apart. Start with these 30 questions, practice them well, and you'll be ready for any coding round. This video is based on insights from Sanajit Jana, a senior software developer who writes about technology, motivation, and real-world coding lessons. His experience in product-based companies brings practical advice for anyone preparing for interviews. Stay tuned for more tips and stories from the world of software engineering. Thanks for joining this journey through the top 30 Java interview questions. Remember, interviews are about more than just code. They're about problem-solving, communication, and growth. Keep practicing, stay curious, and approach every challenge with confidence. Good luck with your interviews and happy coding.